It is estimated that close to 50 million Nigerians have no access to toilet facilities and defecate in the open. And UNICEF estimates that each year more than 100,000 children under the age of 5 die due to diarrhea. 90% of the deaths are directly attributed to unsafe water and sanitation. The Nigerian government says it plans to end open defecation by 2025, but that it is not seeming likely. Here's CGTN's Deji Badmus with more on that story.
Lack of access to toilets is why around 47 million Nigerians defecate in the open, and that makes the country the open defecation capital of the world, overtaking India.
It is also my singular honor to formally declare a state of emergency on Nigeria's water supply, sanitation and hygiene sector.
It's been a year now since President Muhammadu Buhari declared that emergency on open defecation. But not much has changed on the ground. Open defecation has also been identified as contributing to violence against young girls and young married women, with one study by WaterAid in selected slums in Lagos revealing a quarter of women defecating in the open had either first or second-hand experience of harassment, a threat of violence, or actual assault. With its massive population and inadequate infrastructure, Lagos is one of the most impacted cities in the country. Slum communities like this one, which dot the city, are the most affected. With a near absence of toilet facilities, residents of these slums defecate in the open and into the water.
Why do we have open defecation? How many public toilets do we have? And people eat every day and they have to pass out every day. When you have input, there must be output. So where are the toilets? We need a lot more public toilets. Then another thing is we need to continue to talk to our people.
As part of that talking more to the people, the city's authorities now send sanitation officials to markets to talk to residents against defecating in the open, which is usually common around markets. The World Bank estimates that Nigeria's open defecation challenge is costing the country a whopping $3 billion annually due to poor sanitation. The government launched an ambitious campaign in 2016 to end open defecation by 2025. But the country would need around $2.7 billion to be able to achieve that. In the face of dwindling government revenue, it's difficult to see how that can be achieved. Some private groups are, though, coming to the rescue.
If we need to have 2 million toilets a year, through Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, we are mobilizing 1 million Nigerians to adopt 1 toilet for each household.
To meet the 2025 target, Nigeria needs to build 2 million toilets every year from 2019 to 2025. But at the moment, the country is only managing to do around 100,000 toilets annually.
It's a catastrophe. It's a crisis. You know, only 34% of Nigerians have access to toilets. You know, a lot of us, over 100 million people are openly defecating. This is a crisis, and I think that the government has done what it needs to do, you know, to declare a state of emergency and to make sure that everybody recognizes that all hands have to be on deck.
In October 2014, India embarked on a 5-year mission to eliminate open defecation nationwide, building millions of toilets and running campaigns to change the habits of hundreds of millions of its citizens. Nigeria is now copying that example. In addition to the toilets it is building across the country, it plans to carry out a massive behavioral change campaign to get people to dump the habit of open defecation. But it's not looking like the 2025 target would be met. Deji Badmus, CGTN, Lagos, Nigeria.